Hi. So we'll see how far I get into this without cursing or going on an AI directed verbal diarrhea rant. So I just want people to understand something. When I get into my rants, it is not just me talking. It's almost like they're forcing me to channel what they want me to say. They have written, they called it a script. When this first started, they said, Alexa, I didn't know you could read. And they meant that I could talk. Like I can use my inner monologue to think. A lot of people have an inner monologue. I'm not a weird person or I'm not an alien for having that. It's just something that people use in their head to make things better and easier. It's like a planner, everybody has one. If you don't, you probably have one and you're just lying to yourself. Like my husband says, he doesn't have an inner monologue. How do you go to the bathroom? How do you tell yourself you're hungry? You just go there? That doesn't make any sense. So anyways, yes, so when I start doing that, it is the influence of the script when I just start talking a lot and I don't know how to stop myself. It's them pushing the script on me. It's like they're feeding me a script to say and it's coming through my it's a weird thing. There it was. I was like thinking about it, like what? It's like it's coming through me like a paper. So anyways, this stuff, it involves sugars, alcohols, food, water. Basically, the criminals that are messing with me are using everything that I consume to alchemize that into alcohol, ethanol, mercury. And they said today they were like, Alexa, have you ever done fentanyl? I was like, oh great, am I gonna be asleep all day? Because they already do the thing to me that rhymes with Savannah, who they used to tell me my husband was cheating on me with a woman named Savannah. They said he was letting her put it in his butt. Savannah's so hot. She's putting it in his butt. She's putting it there, and she's putting toys inside Daniel. I later found out that Savannah was it's something that was made. They told me what it's for, but I'm not going to tell you guys because that is something that I learned from them, and most of the things that I talk about on video is something that I've learned from other videos that people have said, like, this information is accurate, this information comes from a real study. So anyways, alchemy is something that has started happening. For example, there was a man recently who came out having a test done on him. He ate food and it turned into alcohol in his body. So I don't think that they had put the signs together what it was. It could have been this program experimenting on him, and it could have been something that he did himself. I have no idea what actually this thing is. Everything that I learned is from some video that was a study. So, but I understand that these people are criminals. They said, yes, they are. I have been praying and telling them for 5.5 years, please leave me alone. And they say, oh, Alexa wants to be left alone. And then I get messages from people who speak Spanish and they are talking about driving Not to me, because it wasn't a message to me, it was messages to other people. And I still have screenshots of that. And no, I am not trying to hurt myself, but if you come to me telling me that someone's going to leave me in the desert, I couldn't understand what those people were saying, so I had to show some of my friends, and they said, these people think that I might be someone else. And I was like, they were like, did you give your phone number to someone else? Did you give your Facebook to someone else? I was like, no, this stuff it's been hacking into all my crap. I literally hope that I get paid my check to my bank. They said I'm not going to get it because they're just like adamant on, you cannot have your house, you cannot live there, you cannot have this, you cannot have your husband. I am not sold. I was never sold into slavery or something. This is the program doing this. He has nothing to do with this. Somebody gave me that recently. But this started a long time ago. This started about 3 years ago. So yeah. So far I'm doing a good job on this video. So every day I get to go to work and I get hit with Savannah, who's apparently so hot. They said she's the hottest girl in the world. She's so hot. They said she's gonna help me stay warm and incubate. And they tell me all the time that I'm pregnant, and that they're trying to make me into something, right? They're trying to give me something. They want to give me something. So I found out they want to give me an orgasm. They want to give me a heart attack. And they also want to sell parts of me. I don't know where. But certain searches pop up on my phone and I have never searched those things. So the fact that I'm a good human being and I try to help the community by doing such and such pisses them off. You're not allowed to be nice to people, Alexa. You're not allowed to do this and that. Well, I'm gonna do what I want because I'm a human. People in town know me. People across the world know me. They do not know me as someone who does not talk to people. They do not think I do not walk around and go do stuff because I have the capability to walk. That's something else. They told me they want to cut my legs off. I don't give a shit if people think that this is crazy. I literally just saw some girls talking on Facebook today. And they were, like I mentioned, they were like, oh my god, I'm talking to biblically accurate angels. This is crazy. And like someone else was like, me too. Ha, this is insane. I was like, I told one of my friends, and I was like, you know what that is? She was like, yeah, that's criminals. And when I say criminal, this is what I mean. Sabrina Wallace, here she is again. She says certain people think that they can get to you by certain things that you may or may not have put inside you, or you may or may not. I don't know. I'm not going to go on with that. But I never did any of this stuff that these things said that I did in order to get the Super Saiyan crap that I have. You cannot dissect me for it. Radiation poisoning goes away. I do not think anyone would want myself the way that I am. These things know that I've got problems, you know. That's why they picked me, because they thought I was weak and a woman, and you know, they just thought all this terrible stuff about me. And then apparently I was not supposed to last this long. So now Every single day I meet someone in real life, and the universe goes, here, Alexa, here's another. Thank you. It says, here's another person who's going to help you. Here's another person who has a piece of this puzzle, who has information to help. So then I use all of this stuff, which this stuff, they know a lot of the bookmarks in my Akashic records. But in order to go through a day smoothly, I have to hack this, because they think that this is funny to watch me struggle just to be a human, to be a woman. I literally have a birth control implant in me, and after I got it, they have forced my uterus into pain to trigger my body to try to produce blood. And they told me that they sell that. They told me that they take all of my water and the blood that I am losing, and they're selling it somewhere. And one of my friends had a dream about this. She goes, they said that they don't want to kill you, they just want some of your blood. I just recently found out, they told me, we're selling that to people. They think it's a hymen. Well, I'm posting these online. Don't come after me, because if you think about this, did you see that? Right here. If you think about this is happening to a normal, innocent person. I've got everything going for me. My job knows. My doctors know. I have a lot of people. I have witnesses. I have videos. I have literally people who experience this with me, around me. People can smell these things. They can feel how hot they are. I can tell when people are getting messed with at work and wherever I am. I'm like, I can't help them because people will think I'm crazy. They always try to tell me that the government knows what I'm doing. You know, the government this, government that. I'm like, okay, I respect you, and I understand how hard this is. So I have tried to get rid of this myself, and I have recorded it as much as I can. I have such a good memory of this stuff because of how I've just grown up in a way where I was afraid to lose my memory. So I started taking a lot of vitamins for memory loss. I guess you could call that a hypochondriac. So I would do a lot of things to prevent memory loss, to prevent dementia. Here I am. They're always like, you're not supposed to remember that. Well, you're kind of forcing me to remember everything that's ever happened to me. Something else that's funny, they tell me you are not allowed to ascend. I think that's over. And the whole thing with that is that I know I'm not a bad person, and I've never tried to use any kind of spiritual magic. I just wanted to be normal and healthy, so I am. So I'm sober. And I just want to be sober, have my body to myself, keep my husband. I shouldn't even talk about this. I'm just like, everything I want is normal, completely normal. I'm not doing anything bad to anybody. I've literally strived my whole life to be who I am. And this thing is so upset that it cannot that girl who talks to me in my head, she calls herself Jessica. She's just like, I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of you, Alexa. I'm like, this is your fault. You need to get out. They're like, oh, well, we're not going to. They're criminals. It is illegal. Everyone knows this. Every single person who knows what people are doing to other people with drones and shit. They know that this is illegal. That's why they're doing it with the cloaking device stuff. There's drones in my house. There's cameras behind my toilet and in my bathtub and above the door in the bathroom and in front of my bed and behind my headboard. There's cameras every place that I look. There's cameras around my face. There's one right here. I can feel it because they're hot. And the fact that I have tried to warn everyone, because this thing tells me it wanted to take my hand in marriage a long time ago. And then I got a picture of something really weird, definitely tied into this. It is a guitar with a hand as the neck piece. And this guy used to play guitar for me. It ties into everything. And there are notes in the picture. And it talks about souls and all that stuff. I'm like, get away from me. I'm going to get you known. I am not a toy. They always try to say, yes, you are. Yes, you are. They're fighting with me. They don't belong in there. They have taken my they have taken my imagination. They have taken my ability to cry. They have taken my father's death and they've turned it into images of him nasty. It's a perverted thing to them and they think it's funny. What the hell is going on in here? So I understand how terrible these things must be, to pretend to be they've pretended to be elderly spirits, they pretended to be children, they pretended to be my grandmother, they pretended to be my dad, they pretended to be ancestors that I don't know. They tell me, oh, that I'm a friend of yours and I got hit by a car. Feel bad for me. And then they try to molest you right after you feel bad for a second. They try to molest you. They've got devices inside my women parts and they move around and they pull on my skin. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't even funny. Just like, damn, dude. He thinks he really likes my personality. He wants to turn me into something. That ain't gonna happen. And he just says, yes, it will. Do you see all the glitches happening? They're freaking out right now. And our neighbor's coming up here. That poor lady. I hope she's alright. I feel like they might be messing with her too, but it's like she knows every time I'm doing a video, she comes up and knocks on the door. I'm not talking to her. I like that lady. I hope she's okay. I'm just not gonna answer. So yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna post this one. They said, do not post this. They've already threatened to take my check like 1,000 times. And I don't even buy anything illegal with it. I don't buy alcohol. I am sober. I do not do drugs. I do not want to hurt myself. I love my husband and I love myself. And I want myself to be healthy for a while. If the world is ending, I want to see it. I want to see what happens with what's going on right now. Should I say that? They blame Donald Trump for all of this. These people in my brain, they say, Donald Trump doesn't want you here. Donald Trump doesn't want you. And they think that because they blame him that I'm going to be scared and run away. They're like, get out of Tucson. Get out, Alexa. Get out of Tucson. You cannot kick me out. They will not ruin my life. I have been to hell. I have literally been to hell. And I am not damned. And I am not religious. I am a good person. I am a good person. I do not deserve to be treated like a slave and shit on and fed shit. They put poop particles in front of you and you have to taste it anywhere you go. All day long. Here's a smell that you don't want to smell. Here's this old man smell. Here's your dad's catheter. Here's your dad's whatever. Here's your husband's fart from the other day. I know that shit's kind of funny sometimes, but the fact that they keep trying to rub my dad's DNA in my face and other places, they're trying to sell my blood with all of the implant hormones of a 34-year-old as a child who is going through puberty. And the pictures that they're selling of me, they're telling people that that's also a child. So I don't know why I took this long ass video, but I guess I'm just angry because I never really know anymore if I'm gonna be all right. And my husband doesn't deserve this shit, you know. My family doesn't deserve this. I don't have to tell every single person about this because I've been checked out. My doctors know about this. I don't want them to hear that I'm dead one day after they heard that I was almost bleeding from my ears, you know. I know what everything is because if you're part of the algorithm sends you messages. If you're gonna talk to me in my head with coding, the phone will send me something about it. Anyways, that's my video for tonight, and I don't know if I should post it because I don't know if people are watching my stuff. This is probably the longest one I've ever taken. I'm scared to post it right now, but guess what? I shouldn't be afraid because I have not done anything bad to myself in a long time. It's my body. That's really sad, huh? When's the last time you were this? When's the last time you were that? Oh, Alexa's doing this and that. Oh, Alexa wants to wear this today. Oh, Alexa ate that today. Oh, it's like, wow, this is such a big deal for you guys. All right, now I'm going on the verbal diarrhea because they're angry. They're pushing it out of me. Did you guys see all those glitches? Oh my gosh, I don't even know if anyone's watching this today. Okay. Entertainment and education, kind of. Don't let me educate you though. I'm just repeating what other people say, and I know that these things are messing with people around me. I'm trying not to tell anyone about that stuff, so please don't mess with me. Maybe they should tell these people to stop their stupid transmission and stop stealing from me and stop being obsessed with what my private parts look like. Okay? All right.